Hi scrappy friends. Sorry, it's about the fourth time I'm starting over because I've just realised there's something in the photo. Sorry I found it a bit weird. I've not been well, I've been off work for a couple of days. Just sort of getting back to it now, and we're already on day 4 of Christie's Beautiful Life 30 Days of Sketches. This year all the sketches have been created specifically for round 11 for Christie, so she asked people create sketches. Today's has been created by Janet Fritz. My niece's boyfriend is doing a rude gesture, that's why that's picture covered up. And this is our holiday, September last year, so at the peak of this, when most of us were there was 18, 19 of us and 2 dogs. We're staying in 5 different caravans, and this was the first night, and the kids were all playing Uno. They're teaching Mark how to play. When I say kids, I think Andy's in there somewhere, my brother-in-law. Sylvia's enjoying watching and having a drink of Prosecco. And our Christine is just leaning on the back of the wheelchair as well, just getting her ready for bed. Encouraging Sylvia, it's time for bed. Leave the kids to it. So I'm going to be doing, it's day 4, so I'm going to be doing that sketch. I'm also taking part in Calvinball, which is from Scrap Happy, so there's a list of things to include. So yeah, I need to get stars and die cuts and film strips, use some stamps and stencils, make sure I had a date, use a punch, striped paper, zebra stripe paper, your colour green, avocado, chipboard. So I'm going to use Fearnwood because Fearnwood has greens in it. I'm just trying to get some of my older collections used up. Right, my throat's going, so I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to do a voiceover when I'm better, and I'll fast forward this when we get going. So let's get on fast forward. Okay, so there is probably going to be music interspersed with this voiceover, so I don't have to do as much talking. I'm not 100% better yet. I'm just going through the Fearnwood pad, taking out the green striped paper. I like that multicoloured one. I'm just looking for a yellow paper that hasn't been cut up yet. Can't find one, so I'll get that yellow floral one out. I'm gonna cut this green striped paper on a diagonal. I do figure out it won't go in the trimmer, so I get out my big long ruler. I think this is from my We Are magnetic ruler and craft mat, that purple craft mat I use sometimes. I'm just cutting that, and then I'm going to cut the diagonal piece at the top from the yellow floral paper. I actually end up, so you'll see me cut that now, and then in a little while I end up cutting it again because I'm not quite happy. The angle on the yellow is not quite as big, and I'm just going to use this ledger paper to mat the photos. I wanted to keep the blue bit at the bottom without being cut, so I do just cut to where I need it to mat the photos to keep that blue at the bottom. So here I'm just cutting the strips to come along the right hand side of the layout. So I could take a strip of the yellow floral and the green stripe, just for that piece that's on the right on the sketch. I'm just grabbing some stencils now. The Calvinball calls for stencils and stars, and the colour green, so I've got the green on there. I was just getting my star stencils out, and then I look for my sheet that I've done, which has got the colour swatches on that Vicki Boutin's done for the collection, some of the collections. So I found what she swatched to go with Fearnwood and a couple of other collections. So I do get my Distress Oxides out in the colours, in 3 of the colours. It's mustard seed, peeled paint and evergreen bough, and you'll see that I've changed the storage for my inks, for my distress inks. I'm going to go through the stencil with the 3 colours, and then with the large star I do actually stamp through it with the mustard seed. Let's get the music back on because my voice is done. So now I've got my stenciled and stamped stars onto the background. I'm just going to start sticking. So with those stamped stars, you would have noticed I masked off some of the stencil, so it only cut through the bit that I wanted, stamped through the bit I wanted, sorry, and then stamped that background piece into the stencil, which has given me those larger stars. Okay, so just sticking all the background pieces down so it stops moving around whilst I'm trying to do everything else. I decided I want this up on foam pads. So these are the 1-inch 25mm 6.2 foam pads which I got from Hey Look Magpie. I'm just rubbing out the pencil marks there, even though picture does cover them because they're up on foam pads. I just wanted to be doubly sure. And I've now wandered off again to get some punches and some dies. So I do die cut the film strips. These are the Bramble Fox dies. I can't remember what die set it is. It's got some American Crafts black cardstock there, and going and cutting that on my big shot, which is just to the left of my workspace. I promise I do come back in a minute. I should have cut this bit out, I'm sorry. Would have meant less speaking from me as well. So with the film strips, I cut them from the black cardstock, and then my paper bins underneath, the recycle bins underneath my desk, so I get all the bits out. I then cut it in half, so there's a bit each side of the photo, and I decide I don't like it in black because everything else is all, yellows and greens and that turquoisey evergreen bow. So I do paint it in the gold from the Vicki Boutin the paints that come from print shop. And then it's just after this, it's a case of just going through the embellishments and putting some embellishment clusters around the pictures. blue flower over on the right is cut from one of those card paper clip type things, and then I've cut just one edge off it to put it up to the edge of the layout. Where the red ticket is under the film strip, I decide I don't like where that is, and I do it as an extra layer between the photo and the mat. I'd also painted Uno with the gold paint as well, and just now scattering some of these puffies with the hearts and the stars on, and then the layout's done. Add some journaling, and yeah, all done.